what is it now, the 11th of April 2023. Just thought I'd do a bit of birding around Wheelers Bay in Ventnor. See if there's anything about. It's a lovely start to the day, a bit breezy. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to hear regular updates on my birding around the Isle of Wight, and also updates on my nature writing, and also some videos on my thoughts about rewilding and high nature value farming. But for now we're just going to go and do some birding. Let's go down that way, head east into Wheelers Bay. Actually looks like there's some weather coming. So hopefully I'll get to my cafe for coffee before the rain starts. Anyway, down to Wheelers Bay. One goldfinch so far. Great to hear the sparrows chirping away. There's a few colonies down here in Ventnor. It's just nice to see. That's a shame. A young slow worm. It's probably been picked up by one of the jackdaws. They seem to love the silvery colour of slow worms, and they seem to play with them but don't eat them. This one's obviously very dead. Go down this way. Yeah, there's definitely weather on its way. Well, there's a philosk down there, probably a chiffy. Oh, there's another one. Right, let's scan with the bins. So one of them was a chiff-chaff, but the other one has vanished. Nice little valley just down there. A bit of a relatively lonesome, isolated cover. Right on the sea cliff edge. A couple of sycamores there. Taller sycamore there, which everyone sits on, the goldfinches and such and such. Not much else so far. Let's check out this little car park. One of our recent serins fed for a few hours in this little car park, just in the weeds on the gravel. The serin down there feeding on the water would probably be, on the weeds, would probably be pretty discreet. Not that obvious until it flies up. So you have to scan. There isn't one. Look at that cover, it looks brilliant. I've had serin down here as well, the same one that went up in the car park. Fed down on this, in these weeds briefly, before we flushed it accidentally. And I first flushed it down on this track down there, again feeding on weeds on the ground. Definitely obsessed by serins. Haven't had one for 2.5, well, I think this is yeah, I think it's been 2 years since I had the last serin around here. Long overdue. Anything in this little corner? Can be really good when there's lots of migrants around, which there evidently isn't today. Got my socks and sandals on, obviously. ready for the rain. It's at low tide, there's loads of rocks, a really nice bit of rocky shoreline exposed, quite a wide shelf, where a lot of the gulls roost in the evening, or pre-roost gatherings in the evening. Probably gets a few waders as well, but it's not well watched. There's a few birders here that do it, but anything in the old blackthorns, they're beginning to go over now. Seems a bit... oh, what's that? It's probably a sparrow. So there's a philosk. Chiff chaff. Briefly. Just the one though, by the look of it. It's quite nippy this morning. Go along this way a little bit, see if there's anything on the rocks. Purple sandpiper maybe. I never see purple sandpiper along here, but they do turn up. Oh, it's a rock pipit. This little section of the walk has been closed off, so it's a bit of undisturbed kind of esplanade just along there, which you would expect the older purple sand to hang out in if it's around. Probably over there in winter, over the winter. I'm not awake at the moment, I need coffee. Seems like another fairly fruitless morning. Oh dear. Go up and check the east cliffs and then I'll go for that coffee, I think. Will I flush a serin again along this bit of track? Alpine water up there. I think the answer's no. Very quiet. I tell myself every October there's going to be a red flank bluetail down here on the path. Little sheltered copse. Or an RB fly. Short-toed short-toed tree creeper creeping away. Just a common tree creeper would be good. Wouldn't be a bad spot to have a birding holiday. Stay in one of these little chalets. Have a quick look at the East Cliffs. I'm not optimistic. Oh, what was that? Yeah, that Dunnock's doing what Dunnock's do. It's a good state to be in. Oh, there's what is that? Is that a black cap? There's a black cap in there. Great tit. You'll never get a subalpine warbler this close. Gotta love great tits. Loud Dunnock. Another Dunnock. Blue tit. Black cap singing down there somewhere. Very soft sub-song. Just seen on the WhatsApp birding group that there's a wood sandpiper at Brading Marsh earlier, and a reed and sedge warbler. So there's things coming in. I think it's time for some caffeine for me. Don't know if you can hear me, it's a bit blowy up here. The old dog walkers are out in mass, so it's not going to be a wheatie here, or there probably will be, but it'll be skittish. Yeah, right, time for coffee.